People, I think we have struck trash TV gold here. I'm gonna need everybody to buckle up safely because this is going to be insane. Dating a rock star. It's the ultimate dream for a lot of people out there. Me personally, I think of my mom, who spent all of her teenage, young adult, and older adult years being madly in love with Eddie Van Halen. Rest in peace. Now, if I were to ask you something like, I don't know, what classic rock star from the 80s would you date if you had the opportunity to? Me personally, if I can go back in time, I'm picking Billy Idol. But I can understand for a lot of people why they would pick others, you know, like a David Bowie or an Annie Lennox or a Prince, somebody along those lines. Totally understand. Imagining life dating a rock star seems glamorous and exciting. And during the early 2000s, VH1 had the opportunity to answer the question, what would it be like if you got to date a rock star? And instead, they chose to answer the question, what happens when you date your dad's creepy friend? You know, the one that stares at you for a little too long while you're wearing shorts? Yeah, that one. Meet Bret Michaels. Bret Michaels, or as your parents probably know him, oh yeah, that guy, is the frontman of the hair band Poison, who had their heyday in the late 80s and early 90s. And while a lot of musicians could have taken all the money that they made within about their decade-long run of music, could have taken it, made themselves a comfortable life where they never had to work again, got to live the good life. But when it comes to Bret, oh, you can't turn down that good VH1 money. And thus, Rock of Love was created, a show that gave women their dream date. The lead singer of Poison. Rock of Love is one of the trashiest TV shows I've ever seen. So I binged the entire series in 1 week. Obviously, it's reality TV, so we take everything with a grain of salt. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna take everything as 100% reality, because it's more fun that way. The premise of this show is a bunch of women live together in a mansion and compete in challenges to win dates with Bret in hopes of getting to know each other better and falling in love. All in the matter of a few weeks. What could go wrong? I'm sure they'll take their time in this show, really get to know each other, really form a long-lasting connection that will take them so far. Are you serious? It's the first episode, the first meeting, really. And Bret decides he wants to take pictures of the girls. And I think these moments will give you the idea of what we're really about to endure for these next 11 episodes.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to shoot from this angle now.
I gotta be honest with you, I was having a lot of emotions pouring through my member.
John, I'll be back in a minute. Hold on a second.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, this is Bret.
Just go.
I'll try.
Oh, yeah. Magdalena had the most cleanly shaven, smooth, hot legs run all the way up to her ass. It was wonderful and beautiful.
Can you sound more like a 40-year-old man?
I'm about to pop.
And he's done it.
I'm feeling extremely horny, and I'm telling you, I'm ready to explode.
Just give me.
I can't make this shit up. Also, just as a side note, I do make quite a few jokes throughout this video about Bret being 40 and how that's old. Disclaimer, 40's not old at all, but, you know, when you're 2 decades older than the women competing, well, obviously, when you put people competing together under one roof, they're gonna start arguments, they're gonna start trying to throw each other under the bus. One of the strangest ways is making Heather feel bad for being an exotic dancer at her decrepit old age of 32.
I'm not going to lower myself to a stripper whore level. Heather the whore, she's a 32-year-old stripper flashing her tits. In a sense, I feel sorry for her.
That's a sin punishable by death, isn't it? Or by 25, no man can find you desirable. I'm pretty sure Leonardo DiCaprio put that into law. There's also weird moments of like girls infantilizing themselves for Bret to make themselves look hot. It's weird.
Bret's hanging out with other girls for who knows what reason. I need my time with him. I need some me and you time. Right.
Yeah, so.
That's pretty cool.
I'm coming. I'm watching you.
I'm not very good at it. You should be watching.
I'm watching everything going on. I'll cut 1 second. Just let me hang.
Promise?
Yes.
Babe, no, it does matter. You promised me. That's not fair.
Another weird thing that I think just really shows Bret's age more than most things, he always is saying the phrases, what's going on?
When I saw this girl, I just thought completely hot, nasty rock and roll sex. I thought, what's going on?
What's going on?
And he does it with other sentences too.
She's gonna die.
Something about it just screams 40-year-old man. It gets to the point where the girls pick up on it and they start mocking him when he's not home.
What is going on?
You're gonna risk it all for him? For him? Fuck, stand up!
Stand up!
I'm gonna be fully transparent with you guys right now. There is one aspect and one aspect only of this show that I adore, and that is Big John.
And of course, legendary Big John.
If I were tricked into being on this show, I'd be playing Rock of Love Big John Edition. Throughout the series, there's this weird idea in the show that to win, you need to prove yourself as this type of crazy sex goddess who lives to please Brett and nothing more. God forbid you have an original opinion or, maybe a hobby. Nope, everything's gotta be Brett.
Hello, ladies. Everyone's seated? Everyone's sitting down? We're going to talk about talking dirty to me.
This episode is a war crime. This challenge has a world-renowned doctor come in and wrap up his... What'd you call it, Brett?
My member.
Yeah, that. And test how excited he gets when the ladies are on the phone with him. Essentially, this is Brett just saying, listen, ladies, I go on tour. And when we talk on the phone, you better get me hard. You want to tell me about your day? Click. And we can tell with this doctor, they're going to be doing strictly the most scientific study they can. I hate this so fucking much.
Hi, baby. Okay, I wrote a little song for you. Once I received the phone call from LA.
What is this, 1-900 drag queen?
She fucking wishes she had the talent of a drag queen. And what does Brett return on these phone calls? Absolutely nothing.
I'll treat you like a king.
I like being a king. Tell me more.
What do you want to hear?
I want to hear something good. That was good stuff right there.
He just prances around in his best Sam Kinison costume while those extensions cling on for dear life. And what fun things will this bunch be getting into now? What the fuck? Within the challenges, we get to see a lot of how the girls interact with each other, and I'm not really going to focus on a lot of that, since it's a bunch of women fighting over this man, so you don't really need to see much of that. It's pretty much the same thing over and over again. But one point I will touch on is a full-on brawl that breaks out between Lacey and Dallas over animal furs. Lacey supports animal rights. Dallas said she wants to kill puppies. They fight.
Do you not have pets? I used to have a rabbit, and I have many rabbit skin coats.
Do you have no heart?
I don't have a heart. I eat meat. I wear fur.
One question, that's it, and then
your
you're done?
fucking ears and listen to me. Hold on.
One.
I can play waiting. Listen to me.
But the way that they fight is all on Lacey. Dallas makes it clear she doesn't want to fight Lacey.
Sweetie, don't touch me. Sweetie, don't touch me.
Sweetie, the only thing
Don't touch me.
Lacey then instigates and begins touching Dallas, which then leads to the fight.
My strategy at this point is if I can get Dallas to hit me, she's going home. So I'm just going to push those buttons and push and push.
Shut the fuck up.
But then at the end of that episode, Dallas gets eliminated, not Lacey, even though Lacey was the one that started the fucking fight to begin with.
Can we stay here and rock my world?
Absolutely. The fact that Brett picked me over Dallas, I can only explain how I feel about that with a dance. That's okay.
No hug?
That was not nice to Brett.
It's okay though, because Dallas gets the last word in this argument.
My words to Lacey is she can eat my fucking shit.
I agree.
Good morning, beautiful ladies. As you know, music is my life, and today I want you to inspire me creatively by writing some lyrics to these two songs that I've created.
I find it hilarious that when Brett wants these women to go all out, they dress in their best outfits, they dress in what they think is gonna make Brett super attracted to them. And this man breaks out his bootcut jeans, bandana, and more cowbell t-shirt. If I'm gonna give Brett credit for anything, I will give him credit that he has the ability to wear the most horrific ass outfits I've ever seen in my life.
Under a rainbow of never-ending love.
What the fuck is wrong with her and what is she thinking? Holy shit, that was awesome!
I know somebody put something in the water here. Was water even... I don't think I saw one person drinking water in this TV show at all.
Fear is that she's very, very intense.
Damn, we can see them.
Being a dancer, like, doesn't that make you, like, hate guys a little bit?
No, it makes me an expert at men. Can we not get through one dinner without the stupid stripper comment?
Again, they just keep bringing in the mean comments about her being a stripper. She's 32. I don't care if you're 95 and you're still being an exotic dancer. Who cares?
She looked beautiful, and I thought at that point she could be the one. This is hot, and this is commitment.
It's so funny how almost every time that there is a date where Brett has to go on a date with two or more of the girls, there's always one moment where Brett and one of the girls are making out and the other one just has to stand there like...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm about to pop.
Like, I don't know. I'd go for a walk or something. I'm not sitting there. And the fact that so many of these times it's just Brett making out with 20 different women. Like, get your fucking lips away from me. Get away. Get away. POV, you're Brett coming at me for a kiss after you've kissed 20 other girls. Get away. Yeah. Yeah.
The party was getting out of control, and it possibly could kill me. And I'm not talking about in a good dying way. I'm talking about actually dying way.
And pray tell, Brett, what is the good way?
Good evening, ladies.
Horrible ass outfit. Ew. This is who you're going crazy for, ladies. This?
I saw a tiger, and the tiger saw me.
Sam and Brandy C, you ripped my world with your song. So put on your boots and pull up your chaps.
I was bummed because my dream date with him was to ride on a horse in his land.
That's your dream? That's your dream? Stand up! And there are these moments where you think you're going to be getting heartfelt connections between Brett and one of the girls, and then Brett just immediately uses it to make out with them. Take, for instance, Samantha. She's having a really hard time going through the show and the competition, having to see Brett hook up with 19 different girls.
I have trust issues. My father cheated on my mother, and that's why I don't think I'm going to be able to trust you.
Sounds like she can't hang. Am I right, boys? It makes sense. If you're looking for monogamy with somebody else who wants monogamy, seeing them tongue down 20 different girls every night, it's gonna make things difficult. So Brett and Samantha break away on a date to have a heart-to-heart.
When my mom and dad got divorced, I was 15 years old. Came home from school. It was Tuesday. I'll never forget it.
Because who wants to get hurt? But I'm...
Oh, Jesus Christ. What was the time on that? Episode 5 is all about the girls playing football for Brett. This is just the girls running around in the mud in skimpy outfits while they play football in front of Brett. It's not really important.
The next day, I wake up and I get this letter from Heather, and this letter kind of tells me all the dirt on all the girls. Come on, I want to talk to you for a minute. I got to clear a few things up. Did you ever have one of those days where you know you're in a good mood, but the devil is about to blow?
What? All throughout the season, there's this whole speculation about if Erin has a boyfriend back home. She stated one night that she was engaged, but then ended the engagement like a year ago. I doubt this was just something to stir up drama because I guess they were running out of it in the house. It doesn't really matter.
Erin, first of all, I still think she has a boyfriend.
I heard that she had a boyfriend and was supposed to get married.
Every time I turn around, she's bitching about some celeb that's coming into her restaurant. Like I can hear like frickin' Justin Timberlake was gonna be in our restaurant eating, and I'm here, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're trapped here?
Ah, yes, because in 2007, nobody cared about no-name Justin Timberlake. It's all about Bret Michaels. Legendary frontman of Poison. Heard of him? Who the hell is Justin Timberlake? This also, again, just shows the age gaps between Bret and the rest of these girls. Yet, no shit they want to see Justin Timberlake. They're in their early 20s. Given that opportunity, they're gonna run away from you, Ebenezer. Get out of here, old man. I'm a Fatone girly myself, but in 2007, of course people are gonna run after Justin Timberlake. What?
But half these girls, I'm like, first of all, they're like testing me. I'm getting worked up, right? I'm getting
What the fuck was that? Why does that remind me of when Kermit gets upset?
I've never been able to be attracted to like a straight edge, like preppy, jock kind of a guy.
That's what I'm into usually.
Really? She's really, really obviously not here for Bret.
And you are?
I'm not sure if I can totally trust Heather. She may be setting these girls up.
As a female, no, you can't trust her. At her age, in the way her style, lifestyle, not what she does for work, but her lifestyle of always wanting to party.
But that's what Bret wants.
Is she real money hungry? Does she fuck people for money?
I do know about her that she was on Real Life with Vanilla Ice. She was on the show. And she was trying to bang Vanilla Ice.
Like you can actually see it.
Yeah,
Heather was trying to bang him, and this starts to really set me off.
You're banging 20 women at once and you're mad at one for sleeping with Vanilla Ice? I mean, if anything, that just proves she has a type. If she's going after Vanilla Ice and you, that's a type if I've ever seen one. See, this is one of the biggest issues I have here. Throughout the show, Bret plays it off like he wants a deep spiritual connection with someone, a soulmate. But then he turns and says, I also want a party girl who can handle my crazy lifestyle.
What I love about Heather is she's trying to really let me know that she wants to go to another place in her life. And that made me feel much more emotionally bonded to her.
I've got 2 beautiful daughters.
2?
Yeah, I got 2 little girls that are beautiful.
I have a little boy. He's 7.
Wow, that is awesome.
It was an instant communication, a very real, solid bond.
I am looking for a girl who can handle life on the road with me and all the insanity that comes with it.
I need a deep spiritual connection. But not without those double D titties!
You're up there giving sex, girl.
What the fuck is going on?
Do you have more guy friends or girlfriends?
More guys. And the girlfriends that I do have are lesbians.
This is the one thing I would worry about.
I'm not gonna turn gay. No. I can't see myself marrying a woman. I'll have sex with one though, don't get me wrong. But then I'll kick her out afterwards.
Yeah.
Bret's fucking weird, man. He's fucking weird. You too, Aaron.
Thank you for making my birthday last night really, really special.
The fucking outfit. Ew!
Hello, everybody.
In this episode, the girls break off into 2 groups to see who can design and photograph the better album cover for Bret.
And 2 are models. The creative director gets a solo date with Bret, and the 2 models get a tandem date with Bret. He wants you to show what best represents him, how to take his brand to the next level.
Oh, actually, I have an idea of, I'm allowed to give my opinion. To fix his brand first, I think what would really help it is to maybe make it so that Bret actually dates women whose brains have fully been formed. I think that's a good start.
What about if one of us dressed as a man?
That's really creative, actually.
Gray hair and bandana and kind of a mustache and gray beard, and I'm thinking, is that a dude or what is that? And then I realize that it has tits.
Were you trying to say that Bret's getting old with like the gray hair?
No, not at all.
Like...
Yes, exactly.
When Jess revealed her cover, I was like, wow, this is hot. A little girl on girl. Little heaven, a little hell. Ow!
Oh God, this is abysmal. I also think it's funny how the girls will call him out for not using eye contact like a little kid.
Manipulative side of her. Can you really trust that?
I don't.
Bret, look at me. Can you trust?
Hey, Bret, can you look at me? Can you pay attention? Bret, I need you to pay attention right now. Look at me.
You know, I was having an awesome time with Jess. We got there on the beach. It was beautiful. It was sunset. It was romantic. We got to suck face, which is always a good thing.
He is so old. Now, little missy, I'll have you know here that around these parts, incest is illegal. I'm sorry, he's your what? Now, in this episode, Brett's giving 3 of his longtime fans the opportunity to give their opinion to Brett since they know him so well. So in this case, you know, at this point, Poison's been around for over 2 decades, so you would think he'd have some really, like, long-standing, dedicated fans, right? So Amy is a 10-year fan. She looks very young. Okay, a 5-year Poison fan. So we're cutting it in half. Okay. Well, who knows? Maybe this next one will be like the really dedicated fan that's been here for, 20 years. 4-year Poison fan. Okay. Here's the thing. Amy, a 10-year fan? Fine. 10 years is a long time to be dedicated to a band. That's perfectly fine. But you're telling me at this point in time, they couldn't find anybody who was a Poison fan, like a long-time Poison fan for like 20 plus years. Of course there is. There would be plenty of them that would want to be on the show. But since they're not hot, they're not hot. If we let the long-time fans on, that means we'll have to show 40-year-old women. There's this weird time where like the fans are interrogating the girls, which like, they are running out of ideas for episodes. Scrambling.
Do you plan on dancing forever?
No. I'm going to school for interior design and architect.
What do you want to design? I mean, strip clubs?
No. Oh my God, did these little fucking bitches drill me on that?
We've got some great ideas of stuff that we know we want to do. Mm-hmm. And she's thinking about getting my name on the back of her neck. Killer.
And you're going to get his name, huh?
Right here on the back of my... It's my first tattoo, so...
So Heather decides to get a tattoo of Brett's name on the back of her neck.
Looks incredible.
Does it?
Looks incredible.
Yeah. That's so hot. Very dainty. I'm so proud of myself. None of these other bitches would ever step up and get his name tattooed on their body.
I am almost certain that she'll never regret this, and there will be no repercussions for this whatsoever.
Now I have a fucking tattoo of this asshole loser's name on the back of my fucking neck.
Oh no. What happened? You know what? I'll give him this. This is the first time he has worn a relatively okay outfit.
We get our note this morning from Brett, and it says to pack our bags. He's got a gig in Sin City, Vegas, baby. Stage and I like flipped the hell out. He's unbelievable.
Oh, everybody back up. Yo, Heather's going crazy.
But I guess that's why she cried. There it is, come on.
God damn it. Show convinces somebody who has never listened to Poison in their lifetime that Poison only has 2 songs, Nothing But a Good Time and Every Rose Has Its Thorn. I don't even know. I've lost track on how many times they play this fucking song.
Every rose has its...
Put the lighter down. So Brett, after the show, leaves the girls alone for like 15 minutes, and they get absolutely trashed.
I just hear all fucking hell break loose.
Okay, where shall we go?
Come on, sit down.
Lacey and Brandy are so smashed out of their minds.
Thank you.
Oh, so Brett wants a party girl, but not like this, dude. Not like this. Make up your mind.
I'm willing to open up my heart for you, no matter what.
She was just wasted, and it really bummed me out. But as I was pulling Brandy's head out of the toilet from her puking, she turned to me and said something that was probably one of the most touching moments of my life. She looked at me and she said, Brett, I love you, and for you, I will let my guard down. I love you, and I want you.
I've never felt this.
Are you serious? One of the most touching moments in your life is having a drunk girl say that she loves you. If one of the most touching moments of your life is having a drunk girl say she loves you, I must have had 500 touching moments in my lifetime.
Last time I checked, you shouldn't be vomiting right before you tell somebody you love them, but maybe for Brandy it was the right moment.
Take this with you. Do not spill it.
Yeah, drink some water, please.
Hold it. No, I tried.
Here, hold my arm. Come on.
You know I'm such a fool for you. With all this madness going on, I will say Heather's got the right idea with the takeout boxes.
Thank you, sweetie. You can put these two in this. This is Jess's and Brett's. I want to split that in half.
We also have a moment where one of the girls actually just outwardly says she doesn't care about Brett and he's not the one for her, and then immediately switches when she talks to Brett that morning.
I don't need this shit. And you know what? He's not the one for me. I can tell in my heart he's not it. Brett Michaels is not the one for me.
I didn't mean to say it that way, and now I know I need to defend myself to Brett.
I'm not giving up. I don't want to give up on you.
Yeah, what's going on in your head?
The guard is definitely up.
His sitting position is killing me right now. He's sitting like you have a juicy secret to tell him at a slumber party. In this episode, Brett flies out the girls' parents to meet them, and they're all closer to Brett's age than he is to any of the girls he's trying to date. There's even a moment where one of the dads talks about meeting Brett on a plane over a decade ago.
About 2000, right in that area, right? I've got a great memory. I meet Lacey's dad, and he's almost exactly the same.
And I actually showed you a picture of Lacey on that flight, and he said, gee, she's really pretty.
Aww.
Could I date her? And I said, she's way too young for you.
That's exactly what he said.
How do you, as a woman, not get that gut feeling that something is wrong? You know what I mean? Like, that's weird. That's weird.
My dad and I are really, really close. I'm definitely Daddy's little girl.
Daddy's little girl? You're 30. Look, I'm all fine if you have a good relationship with your father. That's great. You're a step above anything I ever had. But once you hit, like, I don't even know, like, when you're a little girl, it's cute. Once you get older, it's like, you're not Daddy's little girl. You're father's grown-up daughter at that point.
We'll get you a screwdriver. Tell him the story about the Chinese that was next to you.
I'm sorry. Tell him about what?
We're laughing hard. They were cool.
I said, did you smell that? She goes, I don't smell nothing. I said, man, I smell shit. I heard back there, I said, change that baby.
My dad is just off the wall and says crazy shit, and I'm glad that it was making Brett laugh because I find my dad to be hilarious.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I had went to lunch with the impression that I would be able to ask a lot of questions about Lacey and her relationship and everything.
Other than the fact of your fame and your fortune, what do you have to offer a woman? How do you want to end your days?
I haven't thought quite that far ahead of it. It was like the Spanish Inquisition.
You're not going to call me dad, are you?
No, I immediately was on the defense. I mean, I was like a boxer trapped in the corner.
Yes, because why would this grown man ask another grown man who wants to date his much younger daughter? Why would he be asking him these types of questions? He's asking me all these questions about, like, marriage and love. When, like, why isn't he asking me things like how many chicks I've done or how many brewskis I've thrown back?
Lacey's one of the few young women in the world who has her own money.
Misogynistic, too. These parents are really just checking off every single point, aren't they?
You're totally different. They don't even know who you are.
My parents have known me for 30 years.
They do not know who you are. When they watch this show, your dad is gonna die. Does your dad know that you're the only one that's done all this sexual shit with Brett? You've been sucking his cock every night since you've been here.
You know that.
She's a slut.
You're
trashy. No, I've not done anything sexual with him whatsoever. Your daughter is a slut.
If you don't remember much of this time period, around the mid-2000s, really any time before that actually, the worst thing a girl could be called was a slut. And 99% of the time, it was another girl calling you a slut.
I'm not going to sit there and be slutty and put myself out there and fight for his attention.
I noticed there was a split. There's like more of like the slutty, outgoing girls. There's the more bitchy, introverted girls. You know, not as whorish.
Your daughter is a slut.
Nowadays, you get called a slut, brush it right off. You get called a slut 15 years ago. Oh, fellas, grab the brewskis. It's time for a cat fight.
So my dad and I are pissed, and, you know, my dad wants to go talk to Brett and tell him what just happened.
Sorry to bother you, big boy.
Sorry to bother you, big boy. He's just Ned Flanders.
But I just had somebody yell at me and Heather that I need to be concerned that my daughter sucked your cock.
Hey there, Bretterino. My daughter Doodley's been sucking your cock-a-doodly. In the last episode, it's the same bullshit, different location. Brett takes the final 2 girls to Cabo San Lucas, and the nonsense continues.
Try to get to one of the girls who is a hot, sexy dancer.
I fully thought this was Brett throwing it back. You cannot tell me that does not look like Brett is throwing it back.
Heather, you'd have to clear this up for me. You know, we laugh a lot about other girls. You know, we'll laugh like, oh, look at her tits, or we're both fighting over whose tits are hotter or whose ass is tighter. Where I get a little confused sometimes, is it out of fun, or is it out of, I think she's hot and I want to bring her into our relationship?
No.
Like,
I think Brett's onto something here. I think Heather's a skanky hoe that would love to be in an open relationship with other women.
I'm just not a hater, I'm a congratulator. If there's a hot girl, I'll be the first one to be, oh, she's got a nice rack or whatever, but I'm not saying come fuck me, my man.
I want you to remember this point, and remember this specifically. I want you to remember how Brett's making sure that Heather doesn't want to be in an open relationship. He wants to make sure he'd be the only man. Remember this, because this comes back later in the episode.
Jess, are you ready to be a mom? Are you ready for a family lifestyle?
You keep bringing up my age difference. Everybody at the age of 23 is 100% different than everybody else.
Oh my, she's only 23. Run! Her brain isn't fully developed yet. This is what I'm talking about. Look, age gap relationships are always going to be a thing, but I do think there's something weird about a much older person dating another person whose brain hasn't fully been developed yet. It's the whole thing where a lot of people will be like, oh, dude, it's not illegal. Again, it's none of my business what you do. As long as, consenting adults, you're safe, sure, do what you want to do. Me personally, it's a little weird, I don't know.
You're 31 years old and you're still stripping.
31. She's not 32. She's 31. Her decrepit, disgusting witch age. Try to show me your ankles, I'll shoot you dead right now. 31.
Why don't we try to eat something? Like, let's see if it makes me feel better. My diabetes and all the partying is really starting to catch up on me, and I'm not feeling particularly great.
Okay, there is one thing that I can connect with Brett, and that is the fact we're both type 1 diabetics. Brothers of insulin, unite. Oh, fucking no. To an outsider who doesn't know anything about type 1 diabetes, you might not know how serious a low blood sugar is. When your blood sugar drops, you need to fix that right away, or you can just throw yourself into a coma like that. So while Brett is all disoriented riding in the dune buggies, he starts talking about wanting to eat. He needs to eat. He's out of it, clearly.
Are you all right?
let's go eat.
I want to drive.
All right, baby. You got it.
But no, he's like, I'll just, I'll hang here. It's gonna be fine. We'll just keep riding. No.
We got a beautiful picnic set up on one of the most beautiful beaches in all of Cabo.
I would be stumbling to that picnic basket, ripping through it for food. Brett, you need food. Please eat. Oh, God, that's not food, Brett.
And it's freaking me out because I'm sick, and I mean really sick. This may be the last dinner I ever spend with her.
Fucking eat. Go drink some juice.
And I didn't want to let either one out of my life. But I have a thought. Is there any way both of you would be my girlfriend? Would you share me with Jess?
I'd love to.
Jess, what do you think?
I can't share somebody that I care about.
So naturally, since Brett is immediately down for an open relationship, even though he was just grilling Heather about it no less than 20 minutes ago, he'll pick Heather, right? I mean, she's down for the open relationship, she got a tattoo of his name on her neck, she's clearly infatuated with him, and she's one of the contestants that's relatively close to his age, right? He's gonna go for Heather, right?
Tough time with my diabetes, and you were there for me, and that meant everything to me. Because in the end, that's what it is.
I feel like a show like this should make the viewer be more attracted to Brett, when in reality mine has done the exact opposite. Just stay away from me, Brett. I banish you from the insulin university. What the fuck? I like how I also say stay away from me like he would have any interest in this. My age, probably I'm young, but like this, if you like trashy TV, if you like watching 40-year-old rock stars suck face with people in their early 20s, if you like just having a good laugh, if you like watching a man who's clearly balding get extensions and tie them together with a bandana for 40 years, this is the show for you. Have fun, stay safe, and if anybody sees Big John out there, please give him your heart. Please and thank you. Bye.